The evening rush hour MTR was a familiar symphony of tired sighs and hushed conversations as 26-year-old Li Wei made her way home from her marketing job in the Central. Usually, she buried her nose in a book, but tonight, a signal fault had everyone restless. That's when he appeared, settling into the seat beside her. A man in his late 50s, neatly dressed, with kind eyes and a briefcase resting on his lap. Terrible delay, isn't it? He offered with a warm smile. Li Wei, usually reserved, found herself returning it. They struck up a conversation, meandering through topics like the unpredictable summer humidity and the best dim sum spots in Mongkok. His name was Mr. Chen, he said, and he was a retired accountant visiting from the mainland. As the MTR pulled into Li Wei's stop, Mr. Chen sighed, a genuine note of frustration in his voice. This is a bit of a pickle, he mused, gesturing to the briefcase. I was on my way to deliver this letter to an old friend, a rather important document, but something unexpected just came up. A family emergency, you see? He looked at Li Wei, a hopeful glint in his eye. I know this is a strange request, and please feel free to decline, but the address is just a few stops from here, not far from where you're getting off. Would you consider doing me a tremendous favor? I'd be more than happy to compensate you for your trouble. He pulled out a crisp $500 note. Li Wei hesitated. $500 for a quick detour? The address on the envelope did indeed seem to be in her general direction, in a less familiar part of Kowloon. It felt a little odd, but Mr. Chen seemed genuinely distressed, and the money was certainly tempting for a young professional trying to save. Okay, she found herself saying, I can do that for you. She took the money and the neatly sealed envelope, feeling a small thrill of helpfulness. Mr. Chen thanked her profusely, a relieved smile spreading across his face as he hurried off the train. Li Wei didn't think to ask for his number. It was just a quick favor, after all. Back on the street, armed with her phone's GPS, Li Wei began her search for the address. The initial streets were familiar, bustling with the usual evening crowds and neon signs. But as she delved deeper, the surroundings grew increasingly unfamiliar. The charming, lively residential areas gave way to narrower, poorly lit lanes. The GPS led her down what felt like a forgotten path, eventually dead-ending into a short, isolated alleyway lined with a handful of small, dilapidated buildings. Their windows were boarded up, paint peeling, and a thick layer of dust coated everything. A few for lease signs were barely visible, faded and torn. It was strangely quiet, and the air felt heavy with the scent of damp concrete and neglect. This can't be right, Li Wei muttered to herself, a prickle of unease starting to crawl up her spine. The address, 17B, wasn't visible anywhere. As twilight deepened and the distant city lights blurred, casting long, distorted shadows, the desolate atmosphere became unsettling. Giving up for the night, a faint sense of disappointment and a growing unease settling in, Li Wei decided to call it quits and headed home. At her small apartment, Li Wei tossed her keys and the mysterious envelope onto the entryway table. Her energetic Jack Russell, Bao Bao, greeted her with an excited flurry of tail wags and happy yips. As Li Wei headed to the kitchen to start dinner, Bao Bao, ever the mischievous one, seized his opportunity. He loved to help with the mail, often snatching newspapers and stashing them in his outdoor kennel on the small balcony. Tonight, the envelope met the same fate, disappearing silently into Bao Bao's den. Li Wei, none the wiser, enjoyed a quick dinner, took a relaxing bath, and was soon fast asleep, the day's strange encounter already fading into the background of her dreams. The next morning, the missing envelope was the least of her worries. A frantic search for her work ID, followed by a mad dash to catch her MTR, meant the letter was quickly forgotten. She felt a twinge of guilt about Mr. Chen's important document, but without his contact information, there was nothing she could do. It was the following Saturday, a day dedicated to deep cleaning. Li Wei was tackling Bao Bao's kennel, a weekly ritual that usually unearthed an assortment of chew toys and buried bones. Tucked away in a dusty corner, beneath a tattered blanket, she found it, the envelope. It was torn in several places, a testament to Bao Bao's playful handling and slightly damp from the morning dew, but still mostly intact. "Bao Bao, you rascal!" she chuckled, retrieving it. Curiously, she pulled out the contents. The paper was creased and slightly shredded, but the message was short and clear, scrawled in neat, dark ink. "Here's another one." Li Wei frowned, her brow furrowing in confusion. "Here's another one?" Another what? A new client? New prank? Made no sense. Why would Mr. Chen pay her $500 to deliver such an enigmatic, almost nonsensical message? She reread it several times, trying to find some hidden meaning, but none emerged. It had to be some kind of elaborate joke, a bizarre test of her willingness to help, or perhaps even a prank on his friend. Disappointed and slightly annoyed by the whole peculiar incident, Li Wei crumpled the torn letter and tossed it into the recycling bin, dismissing it as a strange, isolated oddity. A few weeks later, Li Wei was curled up on her sofa, idly flipping through channels. The local news was on, a somber report playing in the background. Suddenly, a familiar image flashed across the screen, making her sit bolt upright. "Hong Kong police dismantle major organ harvesting ring," the headline blared. The accompanying footage showed a police raid, and there it was, undeniably, chillingly, the familiar alleyway. The camera panned over the same dilapidated, supposedly vacant shops she had seen. Detectives in forensic suits swarmed the area, lights flashing, a stark contrast to the eerie silence she had experienced that night. A cold dread washed over Li Wei, replacing the comfortable warmth of her living room. The reporter detailed the gruesome findings: a sophisticated, highly organized criminal network operating out of seemingly abandoned storefronts, preying on unsuspecting individuals, luring them into their hidden clinics. The term, "another one," echoed in her mind. No longer a puzzling joke, but a horrifying revelation. The kind-eyed Mr. Chen, the 500 Hong Kong dollars, the important document, the deserted alleyway, the seemingly innocent request. It all clicked into place with a sickening thud. The letter wasn't a joke. It was a macabre tally, a confirmation, a terrifying notification of another victim delivered to the wolves. Li Wei felt a wave of nausea, her hands trembling. She had been so close, unknowingly an unwitting victim to something truly monstrous. The casual exchange on the MTR, the helpful gesture, had nearly entangled her in a web of unimaginable darkness. She stared at the television screen, her breath catching in her throat, a profound and horrifying realization sinking in. She had unknowingly held a piece of a monstrous puzzle, a silent messenger in a chilling game of life and death. The encounter, once a mere anecdote, was now a stark reminder of the hidden terrors that could lurk beneath the veneer of everyday life.